In activity 2, I'm making some changes from the way that it ran from last year. So I'm going to update the links that are here. And this is sort of an updated video to show you some of the changes. So the first part, you have your tour journal. So you can either find it under the how-to page or right on your activity right here. And I'm going to update some of the links through here after I finish the video. But essentially, the things that you are going to be completing for this tour journal are you have some notes to complete. That just have to do with the structure of the heart and some of the functions of the heart. And you'll see those are now embedded in the tour journal instead of a separate slideshow. So that's what's different from last year. You're also going to be recording some of your thinking for part 2. You've got a part 3, which is a disease and illness note page about hypertension. There's a video instruction here that works still from last year. You are going to be doing a blood pressure virtual lab, and that's going to look a little bit different from last year because the flash is no longer enabled. So I'm going to make some changes here and I'll post a new video. And then you are going to do a discussion. So once you've done your blood pressure lab, you are going to do one thing that surprised you from that lab, and then anything else that's on the tour journal. And then you're going to submit that to me under the culminating activity area of the course. So I will show you that after. So it looks similar to activity 1, and you'll find the tour journals look the same almost all the way through. But what you've got your career connection to start you off. So who was your tour guide? What was their job? And then as you move through the activity, you are going to be completing some notes. So there's a diagram here that you can actually click right on it. And if you hit edit, this is after, of course, you've made your own copy. So if you hit edit, you should be able to drag these labels into the correct places. And then you'll have your labeled diagram of the heart. So you should be able to grab these terms and just pull them over to the different numbers. I've also added textbook pages that you can use linked up here that will help you with those labels if you prefer to do it that way. And I've highlighted the pages of the textbook to go to. So same thing, you're going to move through the activity a little bit further. You're going to label another diagram. So you'll hit edit. You can also look in the textbook on 272, but it's also in your activity as one of the interactives that you do here as well. So 2 different ways that you can find that information. Then you're going to go down a little bit further and you've got some questions that you need to answer about the heart itself. So what do you think these arrows are showing you? So if you're to look at this diagram, what are these arrows representing? 274 in the textbook would also help you with that, as well as the information in your activity. When it shows blood leaving the heart, where is it going? So there's 2 places where blood leaves the heart. So 1, it's heading off to the pulmonary artery. So where is it going there? And then 2, it goes out via the aorta. And where is the blood actually going when that happens? Activity will give you information as well as 272 in the text. When it shows blood coming back to the heart, where is it coming from? So back to the heart is where you would see the arrows coming into the heart. So a couple different ways that happens. So where is that blood actually coming from? So you need to answer those questions. This is another interactive that you do while you are going through. I think it's a little bit further. Oh, it might be back here. But it's another one of these interactives that's throughout the activity. Oh, sorry. So you've got it labeled here correctly. And it's just showing the pathway of the blood from when it goes from the lungs to the body, and sort of this circular loop that's always happening, and then the parts of the heart that it's actually traveling through in terms of the order that it takes. So you need to tell me what purpose do the valves in the heart serve. So that's these right here. So what are the purposes of these valves? Why are they there? And then on what part of the diagram is blood oxygenated? So where is the blood oxygen rich in terms of when it comes into the heart? And then where is the blood oxygen deprived or deoxygenated when it comes into the body? So you need to think about where it's going in terms of has the blood already traveled to the lungs, or is it coming back from the body? And that should help you to answer those two questions. Part two, what patterns do you notice about how blood travels throughout the body? So you're going to give me some information about that. And this might also help you out with that as well. Then part three, you've got an instructional video that goes with that. So I'm going to skip over that. Part four, this is an echocardiogram, and you are going to try to tell me what parts of the heart you actually see. So if you head back up to the diagram here, you should be able to identify some of the parts of the heart that you're seeing here. Then you have a tour reflection that you're going to answer and some questions. So as you work through the whole activity, those are the things that you're going to need to finish. So the notes are down below now instead of being in a separate place. You've got your questions down below, and then you're going to have to do your activity on hypertension as well as this blood pressure lab that I will go over, and your discussion. And I'll put up some video links for those as well. But in general, that's the overview of activity 2. So as you're following through this activity, you are going to be using the following tour journal, and I'll update these video links for you.